In Part A, we need to find the margin of error. Since we are working with means, we need to use t-distribution. The formula is E is equal to T alpha over 2 times the standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. So the first step is to find the critical value. Finding the T critical value is very similar to finding the Z critical value. We have 99% confidence, so the 99% of the data is in the middle. That leaves 1% left over, or 0.005 in each tail. And here's where T alpha over 2 is. Now to use table A3, we also need to know the degrees of freedom. The degrees of freedom is equal to n minus 1. N is the sample size, and in this case, n is 21. So if we take 21 and subtract 1, we get 20. The degrees of freedom is 20. So since the degrees of freedom is 20, you need to find 20 in the leftmost column of table A3. Now go to the section at the top that says area in two tails. We have 1% in two tails, so that would be the 0.01 column. They should intersect at 2.845. So our critical value is 2.845. And now we can find E. E is equal to the critical value we just found, 2.845, times the standard deviation they gave us is 2.4, divided by the square root of the sample size, which is 21. Now, in working this out in your calculator, you need to take 2.845 times 2.4 divided by the square root of 21. You should get a long decimal for the answer, so the question now is where to round E. In the confidence interval, we want to round to the same number of decimal places as the sample mean. The sample mean has 1 decimal place. We want to round the error to 1 decimal place beyond that, or in this case to 2 decimal places. So rounding our long decimal for E, we should get 1.49. In Part B, we need to find the confidence interval. The formula for the confidence interval is the sample mean minus the margin of error is less than the population mean is less than the sample mean plus the margin of error. And now we can substitute in the numbers. The sample mean is 6.8 minus the error, which is 1.49, is less than the population mean is less than 6.8 plus 1.49. Keep in mind our final answer, we want to round to the same number of decimal places as a sample mean, and as you can see, 6.8 has 1 decimal place. So on the left side, subtract, round to 1 decimal place, and you should have 5.3, and we do have a label in this case, it's years, is less than the mean, is less than. Now do the same thing on the right side. Add those together, round to 1 decimal place, and you should get 8.3 years. So there's our answer.